What's up, everybody? It's Camtendo, and I just wanted to sit down and talk with you guys about Team Star. I still got to get used to the name, but before we do that, let's dive into our comment of the day, who is from IgnoChamp99. Last video, I asked you guys what were you most excited about in the new Scarlet and Violet trailer, and IgnoChamp has to say, I'm pretty stoked that there are boss battles in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and I am too. It seems that for each story there is something pretty interesting. Boss battle, gym battle, either way, it just seems really cool to me, and I'm super excited to play this game. Less than 2 months away, guys. Come on, we are almost there. Besides that, I want to ask you guys, what are you most excited about when it comes to Team Star? Now, that may be a hard question because a lot of people aren't that excited about Team Star as an evil team, which I can tell, which I'm also going to elaborate on this. But yeah, me personally, well, you're just gonna have to watch the video to find out. So let's dive into it. If you guys don't know, a few months back I made a video titled The Problem with Evil Teams in Pokemon, where I pretty much went over every, I would say, issue with recent evil teams and how they can kind of improve upon it. I made it into like a giant tier list. You guys can watch it, I'll link it down below. But yeah, I pretty much went down and just talked about evil teams and why I think that like Team Yell and Team Skull weren't the best. I prefer Skull over Yell, but I was talking about how they're just not that good of evil teams and how they can improve upon it in Scarlet and Violet, and it pretty much boiled down to make the team more involved and also stop making them joke evil teams. But as we see, Team Star does seem to go back into that formula. I'm just going to assume that this is the format that's kind of here to stay, just joke evil teams with a more serious or sinister villain that pulls the strings from behind. I would say it will take some getting used to. Granted, they did pull it off in Legends Arceus with Bolo, but I do miss the old format of just this evil team that has like a world-ending plot. I know a lot of people don't like this. Some people kind of find it ridiculous, but me personally, I think it kind of works. But for Team Star, I do think that they are probably the best joke evil team that we have, and here's why. I want to talk about their designs. If you guys obviously know, Team Star are delinquents that go to school with you, and it kind of brings things down to earth that there is no world-ending plot this time around, or there may be, but the evil team isn't really much of it. From what we've seen, and if you look at the map of Paldea, there are several flag groups. I don't remember the exact colors, but there are, I believe there was a black one, there was a pink one, there was a yellow one, and of course the red one, and I can't remember the fifth one, but I know that there are 5 flags on the map. But they are all these different maps. Like there's these maps, and wait, I keep saying maps, flags. There's these different colored flags, sorry. But there's these different colored flags that are all over the map of Paldea, and if you look at Mela's description, she's the leader of the Fire Squad. And the Fire Squad, if you look on the map, the red flag is the closest one to the big city that we attend school at. I really do like this whole like dynamic of there just being factions. I don't think any evil team up until this point has been split into these factions. Sure, when it came to most evil teams, of course you had like the admins of Team Galactic and they all commanded like their own little squad, or the Shadow Triad and Black and White and Black and White too, that was like a little separate group, but like outside of the grunts. And of course you have most admins, but Team Star seems to take it a bit further where they're just a giant team that's split into 5 factions, and we can just assume that there's a leader pulling the strings. That's a topic for a different video, but it seems that every boss seems to just be a henchman of someone much bigger, because you can't have a organization that's split into all these different groups without somebody big pulling the strings or just orchestrating things. And while these designs for the evil team are goofy, besides Mela and I'm going to assume the other leaders, quote unquote, they really do seem to just have something really cool going on. And even though they're delinquents, I do feel like there's something more sinister going on here, especially with the way Mela dresses and the fact that they have a literal car. What type of school gives their students a car? Granted, I don't think like they're young, so I don't really think that there's much going on here. But yeah, I really do like Team Star. Sorry, I want to say Flare because I keep looking at their design. I keep looking at Mela and I'm like Flare, but I really do like the concept. And again, yeah, it's not some organization on a world-bending plot. And I know I sound kind of hypocritical because my video pretty much said that I wanted a world-ending plot again with an evil team, and I don't want another Chairman Role situation where the twist villain just comes out of nowhere with zero like build up to it, and they try to make that the twist that he was never evil to begin with, therefore it hits harder, which makes no sense because again he dropped 0 hints. They did it perfectly with Volo, but stepping stones, I guess. I do think that the evil team leader once again won't have anything to do with whatever the main story is, since this is 3 separate stories. And I am just again really excited, but also I do wonder what the end game of Team Star is, because we're taking down these factions. So are we just eliminating a bully group for the fun of it? Like we want to play vigilante and just go stop bullies for bullying kids? It does seem like a cool concept, but the fact that there are 5 divisions of this evil team kind of gives me this feeling that it's like its own separate gym challenge, because they all seem to be type related. So you have the gym leaders, and then you have the Titan Pokemon, and they all seem to have a specific type that revolves around it. Like I'm pretty sure Cloth is the rock type Titan, and Mela is the fire type leader of Team Star. And then of course you have your gym leaders that all focus on their individual types. It really does seem like when it boils down to it, all these stories come down to taking on a type specialist in some way, shape, or form, whether that be a human or a Pokemon. So in actuality, despite there being 8 gyms, we basically have 5 more gyms with Team Star, and then however many Titans there are, that's like 6 more gyms. So I'm pretty sure there are like 6 missing types at that point. So it really does seem like, even though the story-wise we have 8 gyms, it does boil down to us having like a type specialist for every type. And then when you add in the Elite 4, it really does build up a lot of hype, and I'm super excited to see that. So that's pretty much what I wanted this video to be about, just me talking about Team Star and their basically why I'm personally excited for them, because they take a boring concept like Team Yell and they turn it into something cool, like Team Skull kind of was. Basically they made the evil team actually super interesting this time around, and I'm super excited for that. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to talk about. I am, for some reason, really excited to see how Team Star unfolds in Scarlet and Violet's story. I know you guys might not feel the same way because you guys want the norm, but I honestly do, and this is really sad to say, I feel like here on out, this will be the norm, and we might as well just grow to accept it. We've had our fun with the menacing evil teams. Now we have to go to the evil, quote unquote, team, or just the bad guys, not the villains, but the bad guys, if that makes sense. But that's gonna do it all for this video. My name is Cam Tendo. I really hope you guys enjoyed this new format. I hope I was able to add some cool like visual flair to it. I am again very excited to be back. I am feeling a lot better compared to the last video, and that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Cam Tendo, and I will see you guys when I see you. Bye.